Hello, happy Friday. It's Fez Friday. Finally Friday, vacation Friday, everything about Friday. I'm Brian. This is my wife Candice.
Hi.
Hopefully everybody had a good week. It's now the end of the week, which I guess makes it the weekend.
It does.
Of course, I have a breakout right square in the middle of my forehead.
That's how breakouts work.
Yep, this is the most visible possible location I can even if I like that makes it look extra weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I don't think you can really tell. It's fine.
okay. Oh, but that does remind me. What are you drinking tonight, Candice?
Mead.
Mead.
Yeah.
It looks like you just have a little gentle pour too, just a tiny little bit.
Mead.
Just a little sip.
No judging.
No judging. Just
I am gonna go get my glasses. I'll be right back.
Okay. Quick, everybody, say nice things about Candice so she can read it when she comes back. Hi, Sonnet. It's since we're using my phone, and the amount that people write is like you can write is very small and it moves by very quickly, so it is important to have be able to see what's going on. The topic tonight is vacations. I think that's a lot of people might be thinking. Hi, Sonnet. We might be thinking about vacations once things are lifted, once lockdowns are lifted, where people might want to go.
Stay home. Don't go now.
Yeah, stay home now. Don't go. Hey, Clark, but what are some of people's favorite places to go? What are people's favorite vacation? Oh, she's asking about your sweater. Sonnet?
It is a Hufflepuff sweater. I'm a Hufflepuff.
Candice is 1,000% Hufflepuff. If you look up Hufflepuff, there's a picture of Candice next to it.
Me.
It's Hufflepuff. And what am I?
I think you're a Gryffindor.
Yeah. It seems like every time I do anything, it comes up
Yay,
Gryffindor.
Hufflepuffs.
So congratulations again, Sonnet, for winning the spinning wheel. Yes, was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow, it already seems so long ago. It was just yesterday.
What is time anymore? Does it matter?
I don't know. Up is down, day is night. Dogs and cats living together. It's mass hysteria. Oh, hi. Hi, Cartel Heidi, too. Hi, Samantha. So, yeah, Fez Friday. We're sitting in the tiki bar. We've got a cool, just kind of beach view on the screensaver on the TV, just to remind us of happy times. We're going to sing a song about the good times and then sing a song about the better times. Right on cue. Hi, Mel. Hi, Michelle. Right on cue. Dolly's barking. I think we have new neighbors.
We do. They're moving in today.
Moving truck today. They'll probably move in the rest of the weekend, I'm guessing.
Probably
because they had to be out of their last place at the end of the month. The end of the month is
now.
This week. Now. I mean... So, what are some of your favorite vacation places?
Did you see Swiss Alps?
Oh, I missed Swiss Alps. Who said Swiss Alps? Oh, Shelly. Hi, Michelle. Swiss Alps. Cool. Did you go? Did you have fun? Is it someplace you want to go?
Are the hills alive?
Are the hills alive? Was
With
it the sound of music? Was it watches and chocolate? I was...
Whiskers on Kittens?
Whiskers on Kittens. These are a few of my favorite things. Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is a movie with... I saw the live version. I've seen big chunks of the original movie, of course, with Julie Andrews. But hey, Cody. Yeah. So type down below like what's your favorite place that you've been, or even some place that you would like to go on vacation someday once the lockdown is lifted. And then for every person who puts down a spot, every individual person, you can put 50 spots, but I'm going to count you once. But each person does is going to be another minute on the exercise bike for tomorrow. So keep me accountable. Help me just start pedaling away. I actually looked some things online today. I've been getting some...
Norway. Brian's been in Norway a couple times.
Hi, and I are planning a trip to Norway. We love Montana, Massachusetts. Super fun. We've been to Montana.
Yes.
Drove through Montana a couple times. We went right to the Sip and Dip. And I've been to Norway twice. I went for work, and it was in about a year. And I went once in winter, and then I went again in the summer. And the winter time, I didn't have much time to go look around and anything.
Yeah.
Just because since it was work, I was there working.
Norway.
Well, it was winter, but I mean, I was there for work. There wasn't a whole lot of free time. Also, it got dark early. It didn't get light till later.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa. So the in the winter, and everything was iced over, everything was snowy, it was dark, and I was kind of just walking around. And then when I went in the summer, I don't remember it getting dark.
That's weird.
It stayed light 10:30, 11:30 at night.
It's strange, right?
It was very strange. I happened to be there for a weekend. It was in Oslo, and there were 3 different music festivals going on in the city. So in the main park, there's an artist who did all of these sculptures, and he said, if the city of Oslo gives me a salary, pays me the rest of my life, gives me an art studio rent-free, I will give you all of the art that I make. And they said, yep, we'll do it.
Cool. Good deal.
Redneck Riviera, Floribama Shore, Costa Rica. So he was doing that, and I went there, and it was all iced over. But in that park, I heard there was Ringo Starr and like Bonnie Raitt and Paul Simon. So I sat in the park for a while. I could hear them playing. I didn't have to go in. I could just hear them.
No beach house?
Oh, beach house with my girlfriends. Oh, that sounds like a great... I'm going to change one of my favorite vacation spots. I want to go to a beach house with a bunch of girlfriends.
No, you don't.
No, I don't like drinking that much wine.
You don't really like to be warm.
I'm liking warm better. Like, the beach has a nice cool breeze. So, but yeah, the other 2 music festivals was down on the shoreline. Was Hi Stephanie, hi Jeff, was their MTV version, so it was all kind of like top 40 stuff. Unfortunately, near the hotel was a techno fest, where in my room I just heard
Disneyland.
Disneyland with Janelle. We need to go to Hawaii together.
I would love to Hawaii with the Lundys.
Palm Springs, Brandy Maxwell says.
I will say this. I am so thankful that I did get to go to Palm Springs in February before all of the COVID stuff really hit and got out of control. I will forever be thankful for that because I had a great time there and I got to get some sunshine.
Yeah.
Which I was desperate for.
Get some sunshine recharge. And thankfully, for a couple of these weeks while we've been on lockdown, it has been some warm and mild times.
It has been pretty
okay.
nice here, thankfully.
We did also hit that kind of...
It's been really cold today, though.
Hi, Kim. We did hit that little late winter where it's the last little bits of it holding on, where we've had the furnace kick on a little bit. Hi, Marin. So, yeah, so Oslo was super fun. I highly recommend it. I do want to go to Palm Springs. I think it would be super. You said you had a great time.
I loved it.
For a long time, I was never much of a lay around a pool person.
Yeah.
But I've become more of a lay around the pool person. Also, like a little bit of shade, a nice cold icy drink, and I'm much better with it now.
Yeah.
We've done it on a couple cruises. We did it in Vegas. So I think I'd be okay with it. Now the thing, Palm Springs is also a different level of hot too sometimes. Yeah. Hi, Casey. But we had fun in Hawaii when we did. We had fun in Mexico. We sat out a little bit. So I think that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Palm Springs was good. Yeah, I saw Disneyland pop through Iowa.
People love Disneyland.
People love Disneyland.
They love it. Can't get enough. Can't stop, won't stop. Yes,
Aww.
I agree, Jeff. Some of my favorite vacations were Vivaing with you guys.
Yeah.
And, like, even going to Kansas City with you guys. Like, I just love
Branson.
being around y'all.
Branson. Speaking of Redneck Riviera.
New Zealand, Big Island.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Big Island when I was 14, and I hated it. Fun facts.
Oh, Sapporo Winter Festival. Oh, in Japan.
Oh.
Candice was going to go to Japan this year.
I was supposed to go to Japan in November, but that trip has been canceled. Are you in Kansas City? I went to Kansas City in
Jeff is
December to visit my bestie Devin and her family, and I had the best time. I went to Fritz's and ate lunch, and a little train came and brought me lunch. We went to Branson. We went to Dolly Stampede. We took photos with Santa every chance we got. We looked adorable the whole time. We had double sets of matching jammies. It was the best. We went to moonshine sampling. It was the best.
And you went to Tiki Cat.
And I went to Tiki Cat. Tiki Cat! And it was the best. I had the best time. I can't wait to go back to Kansas City. I had a wonderful time there.
Oh, Fritz's.
It was so good!
It was saying yeah, thank you, Clark, for doing what you do, keeping things moving. I appreciate it. 10-10 and doing it to it like Pruitt used to do it to it. I have listened to the Convoy soundtrack a few too many times, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Every state and half of Canada. We totally should go. It would be fun.
It's a great time.
You would love Devin.
Oh my gosh.
Marianne. First of all, you're going to love Candice when you finally meet her, too.
Everyone loves Devin because Devin is wonderful.
Yep.
Duh.
The new Fritz.
Actually, I think we went to the old one. Honestly, I think so. I'm not sure. I will have to confirm, but I'm pretty sure we went to the old one. Hi, Patty. I don't watch New York.
Oh, hasn't watched New York.
Sorry, but I am getting into the juice on Beverly Hills and the whole situation with Denise Richards and Brandy.
But more importantly,
goodness, what a mess.
More importantly, Pat, Showgirls 2 is on YouTube. It's horrible. Worse than Showgirls.
Well, obviously, because Showgirls is great.
But like, if you just look for a Showgirls preview, just watch it. Whoa.
I've heard, I know. My friend Devin watches New York and she insists that I need to watch it, but I just couldn't get into it from the beginning. I don't know what it is.
See, this is one of the things when we all get the green light and the all clear. Pat and
is Nomi there?
Nomi is not there, but like,
then what's the point?
But like everybody else is. The dance instructor's there. The one girl who's not very smart at the dance club is there. Also, it sounds like they recorded it. They made the video off somebody's phone, and they only had one microphone. No. It kind of echoes.
Okay,
it's bad.
I'll watch this season.
We've got plenty of time to watch.
I have time.
Straight up mess. Straight up mess was one of my.
I started watching this like Married at First Sight show. My goodness.
I'm still on it. Did step aerobics together?
Yeah, see, I
am out.
I didn't watch New York. I'll watch this season.
Yeah.
I had to like cut out all of the housewives. It was just yelling every episode. It's stressing me out.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's what's happened with some of the below deck stuff. Kind of tying it back to vacation. When people go on vacation, they go on the yacht trip.
The housewives go on fabulous vacations every season.
Oh, that's true. That's right. I've seen them go on vacation. It's when all
every season. It's when they fight each other.
No. Isn't the vacation when all the husbands are sitting on the bus, just like having a good time and calmly relaxing and chatting?
Yes.
Waiting for an hour and a half for everybody else to show up?
Yes.
Okay.
The thing is,
Real
Housewives, when it first began and when I first fell in love with it, it used to be more like Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. Like, oh my gosh, did she just spend $25,000 on sunglasses? Oh my gosh, did she spend $100,000 on a 3-year-old's birthday party? Look at her mansion. She has swans. She has her own tiny horse. Like, that's what I love. But now they just like fight each other for just like being terrible people, but they're all terrible people and they all do the same thing. So it's just kind of lost its shine for me because I want to see like ridiculous spending and like the lifestyles of the rich and the famous, not just people being catty and mean to each other for no reason. So that's why I kind of fell out of it with Housewives. Long story short. So short.
I've only seen a couple of the Housewives. I haven't seen any of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. Favorite spot, the homeland of Candice, in order. Maui, Big Island, Kauai, then Oahu. I think we'd be fine going to any of those.
Yeah.
Candice, you like Maui?
I loved Maui. I went to Maui for the first time 2 years ago with my family. I'm from Oahu. My grandmother was born on the Big Island, my dad's mom. But I'm born and raised on Oahu. I lived there till I was 21. I love Hawaii and I miss it. I haven't been back in over a year and I really do miss it. But I would never go now because Hawaii couldn't handle it. People shouldn't have been going.
Oh, right now. Yeah, don't be going. Quarantine or stay home. Let Marianne love Hawaii too. See?
Yeah, it's just screaming. Oh no, yeah, my grandmother is from the Big Island, but no, I'm from Oahu. Born and raised.
Hi, Rose.
My dad was also born on Oahu. My mom was from Samoa, and then she moved to Hawaii.
It was super fun when I went. So I've been the one time I went with Candice, but it was also nice we did kind of the life history of Candice. We drive by like, oh, this is the hospital where I was born, and this is where I went to college. This is my high school, my middle school, my elementary school. This is the house where we lived, my grandma's house. This is the house that my grandma lived in. Dog the bounty hunter jumped over the fence. So that was super fun. And hitting all the restaurants that you loved and North Shore.
That's what I do when I go home. I eat.
This is also something that I think about here in Seattle. Someone, let's go to the beach, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so long. Like it's gonna take an hour to get there and park, and you're gonna walk forever. Because I was hungry and it was lunchtime, and Candice says, let's get food at the grocery and let's go to the beach and eat it. And I remember thinking, but I'm so hungry. How long is it gonna take to get to the beach? And it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. I went to the Big Island once when I was 14. It was family vacation. And I don't know if I hated it because I actually hate the Big Island or if I hated it because I was a 14-year-old girl that just hated everything. But my sister and I, we just kind of, the best highlight of that trip was swimming at the hotel pool.
But isn't that kind of what happens like when you're at 12 to 14 years old? Well,
yeah, and like we were visiting relatives and we were like touring macadamia nut farms and we are just like not into it.
I do like macadamia nuts. So.
But we had a good time. We did a lava tube. Blah. What brought me to Seattle?
Oh, that's a whole other episode.
That's another story for another time. But it's been almost 20 years.
But, like, your parents had bought a house here to retire.
My parents bought a house here in 1989 because my brother, I have an older brother, much, much older, and he was in the military and he got stationed up here, and my parents came to visit him and loved it. They just fell in love. So they bought a house and they rented it out so that when my dad retired, they could have a place to live up here that was going to be way cheaper than Hawaii. And so some stuff went down in my life and I decided to take a year off and move to the mainland and hang out with mom and dad for a year. And here I am 20 years later.
She met me. So every once in a while when it's the, we hear on the news, it's the 90th straight day where it's been below 45 degrees and 100 straight days of rain, Candice goes, there's one thing keeping me in this cold, dark, wet state. So you better make it good. I'm like, let's go shopping. What do you need? Let's get you some new shoes. Let's get you someplace warm.
People want to know. I'm drinking
I'm getting to it.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm getting to it.
He's getting to it.
So, Candice, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking mead.
Two
people asked. I got stressed out.
I know you did. We were getting to. What was your 2 lines at a time?
I was pressured. I felt the pressure.
Now
I had to address the people.
Now your dreams came true in North Bend.
Well, something happened in North Bend, and then we sold it. Mead is like a Nordic honey wine. Hi, Devin. I love you. I miss you. We were just talking about how much I loved coming to see you in Kansas City and how we went to Fritz's and we wore hats and the train brought us our lunch. And it was great. And we went to Branson and I love you.
Every day. Gold LeMay Cray every day.
I miss you.
So, Mead, you lived here longer than you lived in Hawaii.
Not yet.
Well, first of all,
not yet.
You're only 29.
Not yet.
So, yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Close, though. I'm very, very close. Yeah.
Getting there.
I'm getting there, but close. Hey, Devin, was the Fritz's we went to in KCK? Was it the old Fritz's or the new Fritz's? Inquiring minds want to know.
Devin, meet Marianne. Mary, meet Devin.
We really had the best time.
Yeah.
We really did. Like, we laughed so much. We took so many pictures. Like, I felt cute the whole time. Like, it's also nice, like, having somebody that is, like, as into, like, getting dressed up and, like, being on theme and, like, into it. And, like, Devin is into it. Like, I'm into it. And I appreciate her so much.
Now, if I remember right, you said that you both got super dressed up and done up when you're going through Branson.
We did.
And people would come up and ask you, like, if you were part of a show or something.
We did. We both happened to have buffalo check, like, red and black buffalo plaid shirts on that day. We went to the new one. She also agrees the old one is tops. So I was wrong. We did go to the new one.
They're both new to you.
Both new to me. Still a delight. It's still the first thing I talk about when I talk about Kansas City. So yeah, what was I talking about? I don't know.
Buffalo,
We
both
were
wearing
in-
buffalo plaid.
So we both had buffalo plaid on. We looked real cute. We were all Christmased out because we're in Branson. But like people were just like, "Are you in a show? Oh my gosh, you all look so pretty!" Yeah. So it was a good time. And then we went to this moonshine place, and I think we sampled 13 moonshines. I only sampled 12 because I don't like peach flavoring. And I knew that after I'd already drank 10 moonshine samples, if I had peach, it was going to come right back. All of the rest would come back. Oh, that's true. We were asked if we were angels.
Oh, man. Wait, the older one was super old. Are you talking about me or Fitz's?
That was at the cowboy boot store. I remember that now.
You know things are awesome when a story starts. Well, we were at the cowboy boot store.
One of the many cowboy boot stores in Branson.
So we were at the cowboy boot store. It's because you're so glamorous.
We were so drunk on moonshine. And then we were it's in like a little mall area, which is really cute. So then we're so drunk on moonshine because we just had 13 shots of moonshine in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We walk out. We go to just like a shop with normal women's clothing. And we just stand in front of a skirt and laugh for like 10 minutes about how ugly the skirt is. Because we're just so drunk that we find that it's just the funniest thing we could do. So yeah, it was great.
But like
5 stars.
Marianne, you're right. She is super glamorous, and her being so glamorous and
Devin is super glamorous.
But like what I'm going to say is, liking to dress in theme, and having hair and makeup done, and lots of glitter means that you attract a lot of attention, which also means that you get a lot of weirdos like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It also stands out a lot in the Seattle area,
especially in the Seattle area,
because you'll be wearing a skirt and heels and like a bedazzled or a sequined or something, very
lipstick,
glittery shirt or top, and then everybody else is in North Face and tight jeans and tall boots.
It was such an ugly skirt. That's why it was so funny.
Hi, Sam.
They were selling it. It was probably like $40. What a joke. We also found the craziest, weirdest Santa to take pictures with, Santa Ed.
Oh.
And he had a live reindeer. And the only reason we stopped to take a picture because we wanted to take a picture with the reindeer. And we even told him, hey, we just want a picture with the reindeer. But he was going to be in our picture. It was weird, you guys, and amazing.
The closest I have to a reindeer is like trying to put a little antler on a headband with Dolly, and she's not having any of it at all.
No.
Moving here from Atlanta. Oh, I'm sure Atlanta was probably the same thing. Based on my experience of watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's probably different coming from Atlanta to Seattle.
Seattle is very casual.
Very casual. Thankfully, work is also a very casual work environment because I'm a very casual person, very much comfortable and casual. So if somebody is dressed up at work, like if somebody has a button-up shirt with a tie, you're like, oh, are you interviewing?
Yeah, did you have an interview today?
But I always like to put a little twist on it, which is let the lawyer do all the talking, that's why you pay them. I just figure that they're probably going to court, that's why they have a suit on.
Yeah, you never know.
Or like, do you need me to walk you to the door? You're here to meet somebody? You're not from
here. You're
not from around here, are you?
I've been told that before too.
Yeah. Let's see, what are some other fun vacations?
Do you have a favorite vacation?
I've got a few fun vacations. Most of them have been with you, of course, because we've had such a great time. Like, I really liked the 3-day weekend that we took out to the Sip and Dip in Montana.
That was a good time.
I thought that was super fun.
It was a pretty easy drive.
Pretty easy drive. I had fun. Hi, Roz. Or
closed-toe shoes.
Closed-toe shoes. See? Closed-toe shoes. People are like, what's going on? Hi, Krista. You're like, wait a minute. Something's fishy. You're wearing closed-toed shoes. Or, wait, I was interviewed for a role once, and the guy was wearing cargo shorts. He was wearing those toe shoes.
Yeah. A
tank top.
Oh.
And then like a backwards ball cap. And he was one of my interviews in the interview loop.
There you go.
Casual. But yeah, going to the Sip and Dip in Montana was super fun. I liked it when we went up to see our friend Ruby Rocks on her birthday up in Vancouver.
That was a good time.
That was super fun. Vacation in Nova Scotia. Cabo San Lucas, got married there. That's a good place to get married.
Step dancing and homemade ice cream.
Oh.
Iceland. I really want to go to Iceland.
Does Newfoundland count as one of the Maritimes?
I don't know.
Hey, Don.
Does it count?
So far it was Iceland. Candice does want to go to Iceland.
I do want to go to Iceland.
We have an Icelander friend who's probably more than willing to take us and tell us all about it.
Disney.
Also
and Hawaii.
Disney and second Hawaii. I mean, really, there's the happiest place on earth and paradise on earth. I mean, it's tough.
Hard to beat.
It's really, really tough to beat.
I've got their stuff figured out.
Yeah. I have a coworker who will go, they go to, on Disney vacations, Disney cruises, stay in Disney resorts. Not necessarily to even go to the park or anything, or if they're on a cruise, obviously it's a cruise. But they do that because they know it's going to be top notch.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to have their stuff together, it's going to be clean, everything's going on.
Labrador. Oh my gosh, the California Girls trip was so much fun. It was the best time.
You have Disney at Hawaii, so you get the best of both
Aulani was
worlds.
the best time too. I went with my family about 1.5 years ago, and we had a great time. Loved it.
Let's see, I'm trying to think like vacation. We've had some really fun trips in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's weird too, like sometimes I think about a trip versus a vacation, and I like sometimes trips aren't that relaxing. They're just you have a different schedule of other places.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. It's like a whole different kind of energy to it, which is really kind of cool. I used to go to Ocean Shores with some friends of mine. This is like an elementary school stuff where you go camping, and that was always fun. But it was also like we just walk through all the shops, play video games, like go, throw rocks or throw some driftwood out in the water, and then throw rocks and try to hit the driftwood. But at that time, it was like, okay, meet at noon for lunch. Okay, we'll meet you at noon. Okay, now we're going to take off and go have some taffy and So it's just kind of like wild animals running around town. You're not going to go too far in Ocean Shores and go anywhere. Same thing with Long Beach.
Yeah.
Super fun. In fact, it was Long Beach that we did for a long time with camping. And we've had great times down there for Jake the Alligator Man. And
oh my gosh, yes.
That trip. We've had fun times in Portland. We did that. We did take a couple big trips as a kid. And one summer, the whole family loaded up a camper and a pickup. And we drove from Seattle all the way up to Alaska to visit relatives up in Alaska. So we drove the Alcan. I think it was 6 days driving up and 7 days driving back. I had just turned 16, so I was able to drive some of it. Earthquake. Sorry, I kicked it. That was a super fun trip going through. It was interesting. I could run into towns, and the town's name were 50-mile house, 100-mile house, 150, because that's where it was along the Alcan. Went through the Yukon, through Whitehorse, place called Tok, T-O-K, cut into Alaska. So it was super beautiful stuff, and then we drove back. We also took a huge road trip all the way around the West Coast, or really Western United States. It was my brother, my mother, and I, again, truck and camper. Hey, Chad. See, I think road trips are going to be some of the new normal for a while. I think people are going to be flying or cruising for a while.
Gas prices have come way down, so that helps.
Gas prices so far down. Far north Idaho. But we took this big trip where we're in the camper and we went to where did we go? We went to the Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, Four Corners, Bryce, Zion, Grand Canyon, Mesa Verde, came back up through Colorado, did the Deadwood through the Black Hills, just this big giant loop. So, it was cool crawling through the ruins of Mesa Verde. It was cool standing on the edge of Grand Canyon, sitting in 4 states at once. We went through Montana to pick up my grandmother through North Dakota, Montana, and came back. That was just a big, long trip. And that was like about a 4 or 5 week camping trip. So that was a good time. But yeah, so I think road trips are good. I love road trips. Part of it is also nice having a good comfy seat, having a good driving partner, having good music or podcast or audiobook to listen to.
We do know what Tetons means.
Yep. It's my favorite national park. Le Grand Teton. Ooh la la. There was some beautiful scenery in the Grand Tetons. There were some really, really beautiful Tetons in the Tetons. Hey, Chad. So, Chad, what's some of your favorite vacation places? Hi, April. Candice had a good trip down to Arizona about a year ago. That was a fun trip.
Well, it's a really good time.
I think our last trips each to Arizona were probably different because, like I said, mine was on that same trip camping, and we're just kind of in campgrounds and kind of more. I think we just kind of thought if there was a historic marker, we stopped at it and read it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was because also kind of learning through there. But it was a good time. It was also before digital cameras, so we didn't have a whole lot of pictures. And, you'd have 3 or 4 rolls. Like these rolls are going to last for the whole trip. But it was a fun time.
Sorry, my dad is moving and they have questions.
Yeah, he just got his keys tonight. So there's extra stress with lockdown and how things are going, but they're moving the stuff out of storage tomorrow, so it's a big day. Moving into a big house the other day. But yeah, we've had some good vacations through the years. But I think that road tripping is fun. Like I said, I like driving. I ended up driving to a work trip to Fargo a couple years ago. I was going to meet some family in Minneapolis, but they got sick, so I ended up just driving back and forth. But I had a book on tape, one book on tape the whole way there, another book on tape the whole way back. Hi, Holly. One weekend, I don't know if it was a vacation necessarily, but I've had old cars, and I've had old cars a long, long time in my life. But this was like, I had a 72 Chevy pickup, I had a 69 Thunderbird, I had a 67 Mustang, and there was a 2-week period where I had to get towed 4 times in 2 weeks. And I used up all my AAA mileage. Like, you know what? I've had a stable job for a while. I'm going to buy a car that is, younger than I am. Because everything else had been older than me. But it also meant that I had tools in the car and had fluids and belts and everything so I could fix it all the time. So I bought a car.
Love you, Devin. I'll see you Sunday.
Love you, Devin. Family's good. We have Eastern Washington on the boat. 10 concerts a year. Oh yeah. Was that over at the Gorge or Lake Chelan, things like that? So I said, I've got this car, and it was a modern car with electronics and a computer and FM radio and a cassette player and a CD player. Like, this is super cool. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to take this on a super big road trip. I know I'm going to put the key in. It's going to turn up. Everything's great. I bought it. I had gone to the mechanic. The mechanic gave it the once through. Everything's good to go. So we decided Friday night at 9 o'clock, a friend of mine and I, we had our cassettes in. We had a couple cases of like Dr. Pepper and Coke Classic. And we drove north. And we went through customs, went into Vancouver. And we were there about 11:30ish. We were kind of hanging out. We just went to a grocery. We bought some Skittles. We bought some jerky. We bought some more soda. Just have a little kind of deli grocery dinner, and said, "Here we go. We're going to start." So we turned around. We left Vancouver at midnight. Went through customs, drove straight through Washington, Oregon, California, hit the California border, drove into Tijuana, and it was about 10:30 that night, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Turned around, drove back. California, Oregon, Washington, got back home just about 10 minutes after 9. So it was 48 hours and 10 minutes to go from Seattle, Vancouver, Tijuana, back to Seattle, just to kind of say we did it. It was something fun to do. It was fun. That was Sunday night, and then Monday morning, went to work and talked with a bunch of people. Like, oh, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I went and saw this movie. What'd you do? I went here. Like, what'd you do? Oh, I drove up to Vancouver. And then I drove to Tijuana, and then I drove back. Like, no, you didn't. I'm like, well, as a matter of fact, not only did I, here's my loonies and toonies, and here's some pesos. And I also made a little video of my trip. So I had some pictures together. And I also made a really awesome special effect where I printed out a picture of my car, and I taped a couple paper clips to the back. And I had a big map of the U.S. and I had a magnet on the back. So when I would show between pictures, I just drug the magnet and had my car going down the road. That's how I broke it up. Been about everywhere in the U.S. My favorite vacation spot is still Whidbey Island. Fun fact.
Fun facts.
I was born on Whidbey Island. So my dad was in the Navy, and I was born at the Navy base there, and we lived there in 2 different houses, not at the same time, obviously, one than the other. But then we moved during right after spring break in 2nd grade. That's when we moved to North Bend. So we've been back a couple times, just kind of driving around. The first time I went back, like I'd been back with my parents a couple times, but it's the same thing. Like you're reading, you're doing your thing, you just kind of get in the car and go, and you get out. So when we went back, and that was really the first time I'd been there where I was driving, I had to kind of piece together how to get these different places. Like, oh, this is where the McDonald's opened up when it first happened. That's the movie theater where I saw Flash Gordon. And we saw a movie theater which had where I saw when Superman when it came out, and then it turned into a record store. It had a bunch of graffiti on it, since been torn down. But it was super fun to kind of piece all this stuff together. Hi Jane, hi Christine. Scotland looks like super fun. I would like to go to Scotland.
Totally.
I went to London a couple times, once on vacation to visit. My brother went to school, got his graduate degree at University College of London, so my mother and I went to go visit him one summer. And they rented out the dorms in the summer, so we stayed in the dorms. And then I went once for work, which was super fun. And then I also went to Ireland, but really it was in Dublin. So every time I was in Dublin, they kept saying, are you going to get to go out to the country? And I just didn't get a chance to go to the country. But I would like to go to Scotland. When I started working with a project at work, I just started on this team, and they had just onboarded a university, Glasgow Caledonia University. And I started on a Monday, and they were all flying out that Friday to go to Scotland. So I just missed it. Like, well, you don't know the program.
Yeah.
We're not booked. It's going to be too expensive for those last minute flights. But that meant the 2 weeks when they were there, I was able to kind of read and catch things up. So Dawn, which is your stomping ground? Camino Island? Fidalgo?
I think Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon? Anacortes?
But I don't remember.
I know that the Blue Fox Drive-In on Whidbey Island is getting lots of business these days because it's one of the few places you can go
Mount
out.
Vernon, LaConner, Anacortes, all of it.
One of the few. I mean,
Dawn's mom makes the best Christmas wreaths.
The best Christmas wreaths.
The best Christmas wreaths.
And it's kind of like diminishing it to call it a Christmas wreath because they usually stay on our door until March.
Valentine's Day.
At least. Because also, I don't know if you noticed that, but Candice likes pink. So we'll get a pink Christmas wreath that's on the door, and it's all through December, all through January, all through February. And then we'll take it off the front door, and we usually hang it in the backyard.
Just so people don't think I'm a freak.
Don't think you're a freak, but it also stays nice for a few more weeks yet. So good. We go smelting in LaConner, too.
Smelting.
Disney World in Florida, been there 4 times.
I've never been to Florida.
I've got grandkids there, 2 things. Grandkids and money. I went to Disney World in Florida once, spring break, with my family. My mom found a coupon or a deal, and it was something where it was 4 days at the Disney parks and a 3-day cruise. Or flip-flop, something like that. Hi, Lisa. But it was a fun trip. My brother and I, mom and dad, and we, went to the Disney parks and saw Disney and Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and I think they had I think it was Universal. It wasn't Universal Studios, MGM Studios at the time, I think. And then we went on the cruise, and it was fun too because this is where you're 16, 17, like just go whatever. You can't get lost. Just come back to the room. That was where we talked about the other day. We got to see a space shuttle take off. Mm-hmm. It was super awesome. But I'd go back to Florida. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yosemite, Alaska, Portugal.
I'd like to go to Portugal.
Florida is very sweaty. I do remember getting off the plane and being just humid. And we went to have lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe. And we walked in. Everything was cool. Great dinner. And we looked outside. Rain. You know that rain that comes down in Seattle where it's the giant drops and the windshield wipers? It was that. And it kept going and it kept going. It did it for about 30 minutes. And we could watch the water come up in the parking lot.
It was like that when I was in Texas as well. It's kind of a giant, monsoon came through. Arizona, I experienced that in Arizona as well.
So we just stayed.
Weird, though.
We stayed and had dessert. And then, the rain stopped. And then we watched the water go back down. You went, and then everything is steamy because it was
Steamy.
super hot and steamy. And then we drove to a thrift store, or did something. I think we might have gone to a reptile world and watched some guy wrestle gators and something like that, and saw a chicken that plays tic-tac-toe or something.
That's a good time.
And then we came out. Roads are dry. It's just regular back humid.
Yeah. I'd like to go to Portugal.
So I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. Disney, Mount Vernon. Marianne, you were surprised by something. What? So much of Disney, 4 parks, Universal, SeaWorld, NASA, Disney. Yeah, I think we never get bored.
I'm not a bored person, so
yeah. Hi, Tracy.
I could sit in front of a pool and have a good day. So I don't need a bunch of. I don't like crowds.
That's
in
true.
particular. Oh, that's good to know.
Oh, that's good to know.
That is very good to know. My dad is half Portuguese. My grandmother is 100% Portuguese. And so I would like to go to Portugal.
That'd be good. I went to Italy, but again, it was for work. Mm-hmm. It was in Milan, and there was also a public transit strike. Mm-hmm. So taxis and buses and everything was off, so just kind of where you could walk. And the hotel they booked me in was a very nice hotel in kind of the shopping business district, which means and the office was about a 40-minute cab ride. So I got in the taxi, go the 40 minutes out to the business park, did that all day, had lunch, and then usually we'd go out to dinner with people from work, and then I'd get in the cab and come back, and everything was closed. Because it was all business and shopping. Like, oh, all right. So I would go out and I would walk around and stuff. And there was one place that was open that was about 6 blocks away, McDonald's.
There you go.
I'd get a Coke and fries and come back and hang out. The last day, I had a whole day before I had to go the next morning for the flight. So I did walk around. I go through the big square. There's a big shopping pavilion, which was like, oh, we built this in 1680. And like, oh,
it's so
of course
weird.
you did.
When I went to Paris with my friend Rachel, there was a Starbucks, and on the side of the building that the Starbucks was in, it said that building was built in like 1412, but now it's a Starbucks. So it was just like, and it's like across the street from the Moulin Rouge. So it was just like such a weird thing for my brain to kind of wrap around. I loved Paris. It was such a wonderful time. I went there for a week with my friend Rachel, and it was wonderful.
They were renovating and cleaning the front of the main cathedral, the Duomo, but they had a big scaffolding. They had big white canvas around it, but they had painted what the front of the cathedral looked like on the outside of it, so you could kind of still see it. And they also had an elevator. You get in the elevator, ride to the top, and they let you walk around the roof. They said, hey, it's granite and marble, like it's not going to break. It's been here 1,000 years, just walking. So it was really cool view, being able to see things. And you could walk around and look down, and you could see that there were these little areas that probably had doors. You couldn't see from the ground, but there'd be a little statue and a little bench that people could sit in and things like that. 1 minute on the exercise bike for everyone that visits. Yeah, steal that idea. Steal away. We're getting lots of good things coming on here. Everybody, that's a great reminder. If you're on here and you haven't mentioned what some of your favorite vacation places, please do it. Every person that comments, every person, not every place, but every person that comments, I'm going to do an extra minute on the exercise bike tomorrow. There's some super fun places. There's a lot of places. I mean, I see a lot of places I want to go.
I was like, is that Dolly or is it the blanket? Oh, it's the blanket. No, it's Dolly. No, it's the blanket and Dolly. She's there.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, Dolly.
Dolly. Oh my gosh, it is. Okay, I'm going to have
you
to show.
You have to show the people.
All right. Hey, Nick. So. Oh.
No.
Do you see that fuzzy bit of white?
Dolly.
Dolly. See? There's Dolly.
There.
There's a puppy.
And laundry. Sorry about it. The laundry is clean and folded. I just have to put it away. And sorry, everyone, for that.
Yeah. I was too far away. Hi, Nick. You are not falling apart. I'm going to bring it a little closer. There we go. What? What's the matter?
Nothing.
Yeah, so there are times we have a few blankets that look white and fuzzy just like Dolly. So we look over and like, is that a... I'm not quite sure. So the other thing is, if it's not her and you call her name, she could be on the other side. She looks around. She's like, I was sleeping. What are you doing? She just always looking for a treat. So we just have to treat her.
She's invisible.
Call her pretty and give her a treat. Yeah, so tell us some of your favorite places to go on vacation. As a kid, most of the vacations we did were camping trips. So we would usually go to the book exchange or used bookstore or even a thrift store and get a book or two. And we'd get in the camper and we'd go camping up in the mountains. So we'd go up in the pass and we'd find a little side road and pull off. And then since we had the camper, we could cook there and we could eat there and just hang out. We go fishing sometimes or just kind of hang out. My brother and I just kind of run around the woods or make a lean-to or something. But just be out of the house, out of the city for a while. That was always fun. So we had a lot of good memories from that and sleeping in the camper. Also, I don't know if I'd be able to do it today because it seems like it looks like it's only this high. I mean, it's taller than that. But when you're laying in there, you kind of got to scoot in. But yeah, that was fun times. Fish Lake would be a place we would go sometimes, and over Mount Baker and over the Blewett Pass, things like that. Disneyland, another vote for Disney. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm pretty sure I would be perfect as a Jungle Boat skipper. I'm pretty much, anytime we're driving anybody around in the car, I'm telling the same jokes, same type of jokes about where we are, and I'm pointing things out. Like, over there is where I had a cheeseburger one time, and so I think that'd be fun. I do like the riverboat stuff. In the state,
we had a great time at La Push. We had a wonderful little girls' getaway.
Oh, that's right. That's where you guys went. There's so many places now.
Remy and I had to go to like 57 ferry terminals, and it took us 8 years to get there. But once we were there, it was the best.
8 years was an exaggeration. I think it was only like 300 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but
that's
worth
not
it.
An exaggeration.
Worth it.
There's a few times you've gone out with the girls and like we're gonna get a cabin someplace and go hang out.
Yeah, we've done them a few times now.
Yeah.
Roslyn, we did La Push, or Forks, and then we went out to La Push.
Yeah.
So
you had those beautiful photos on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been to a couple other. Where was the other one? Up by Cedro Woolley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a fun trip. Every once in a while we'll see like. I don't know anybody else. I like looking through kind of the real estate ads just to see like, okay, if I had $15 million to buy a house, what's around for $15 million? But I think it's also cool looking through the Airbnb stuff. Like, what are some of the kind of more unique places? And sometimes you can sort by how many square feet or how many people can sleep there. So you kind of check it out. Oh, unknowingly stayed in the North Shore of Oahu.
The North Shore on Oahu is my favorite place in the whole world.
Yeah.
I'm from Hawaii, born and raised. Oahu is where I'm from. The North Shore is my favorite place in the whole world. Haleiwa is my favorite place in the whole world.
Was it the Haleiwa General Store?
That's the best shave ice.
That was the best shave ice.
Better than Matsumoto's. Fight me.
And we had Matsumoto's. Did Baker. And we went,
Baker.
And we had a lot of the shrimp truck food. And ate from Foodland and went out to a beach. Also, this is where it was kind of like a movie for me. As we're driving around that week that we're in Hawaii, we literally stumbled upon 3 different surfing competitions.
Yeah, well, it's the winter time.
Yeah.
That's when the waves are the biggest.
Yeah, because we were there in November. And one was like, it looked like it was like a high school like club group competition, and then there was another beach, and then was it the Gidget Pro?
Yeah, Gidget Pro was there.
So there was lots of pro
sponsored by I think Quicksilver.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Ooh,
a castle in Cedro Woolley. We have camping in the south. Venomous snakes. Yeah, you got to be careful of venomous snakes. Same thing with Eastern Washington. Oh, sorry. Hi, Danny. Hi, Gwendolyn. Yeah, you got to be worried about venomous snakes. Eastern Washington, you got to watch out for that too. I know we went for a camping trip as a kid with a bunch of friends just at the KOA campground in Vantage, which really there wasn't too much else in Vantage. But as we're just kind of stomping around, and we're like, oh, what is that noise? Like, oh, it turns out that it was snakes.
Yeah.
Resurrection Bay, Kenai, Great B&B, Bellwoods, and Breakfast, Bed and Breakfast, Alaska. I had relative aunt and uncle lived up in Alaska. We went off of Kenai Peninsula, went fishing, had super fun times. Yeah, some of those Airbnb is super fun, and I look at them like, this would be a great place for, get 8 couples together and hang out for the weekend. And then I figure like, well, that's how movies start. That's next thing you know, it's going to be the movie Clue or something. Maybe without the murder, hopefully.
No murders.
We had a really fun trip over on it was for a friend's wedding a couple years ago, over at the was it Robin Hood Village, and they had little kind of mini house cabins and apartments. Everyone had their own place. We had our own hot tub. It was fun, kind of being your own little park. Everybody was there for the wedding, so you'd sit on the front porch and see all your friends. We all eat together and come to our hot tub. Come into our hot tub. So it was super fun.
That was a good time.
It was a really good time.
That ended in like 8 people in a 2-person hot tub, and then like when we all got out, there was like 4 inches of red water left in the tub because Gab's red hair.
Now the other thing, because everyone had bright red hair, bright blue
and we
hair,
all had our own individual bottles of wine that we were drinking out of the bottles. It was great time.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was a good time. I danced so hard that I was just so sweaty. It was great.
Yeah, that's good times. That's you're having fun.
Yeah. Has it been oh my gosh, it's been an hour.
Has it been an hour already? Oh my gosh, it is 5 after 8. Alaska, another great trip. Oh, we went on a cruise for Alaska with our family, about 12 of us, all in one, 12 or 13.
I think it was 13, yeah.
But yeah, walking around Juneau, we couldn't go to Skagway, Ketchikan. It was super fun. Seeing some of these old places, you start thinking like, wow, this thing was built 110 years ago and no electricity, and now here we are hanging out. We also was the last cruise of the season, so everything was on sale. That was a good deal. Big on Fancona.
Nice.
Yep. Volcanoes National Park.
Leonard's.
The
Malasadas. Yeah.
Kristen, I just saw you just log on. What are some of your favorite vacation places? Everybody, let us know some of your vacation spots too. One, it's giving us ideas of places to go, but it's also things like kind of helping us think about some of the good days, when the lockdown's lifted and once everybody kind of feels more safe and secure with how things are going and get a chance to go check out some vacation places. I think road tripping is going to be fun. I miss day trips. We used to take a lot of day trips, just get in the car. I'd start driving and be like, Candice, right or left? She'd be like, right. Okay, let's just go right for a while. Now what? Right or left? Left. Okay, let's go left for a while. It's kind of freeing when you have GPS on your phone and you just hit a button that says home and it'll just give you the directions home. You never really get lost.
You don't have to figure it out.
So, Candice, I think you're all done with your drink. We set it over here.
Well done.
Well.
Do you want to come say hi to the people?
Come here.
Come on.
Dolly, come here. Come on. Oh, I know how to get her.
She's not awake.
Yeah. She knows where to get the treats. Take it. Oh.
She can't. Here, go get it.
Okay. I think she's too asleep to know what's going on. So, she's not awake enough to know her name, but she's awake enough to know the sound of the jar where her treats are.
Yeah.
But she's also not awake enough how to eat a treat.
It's okay.
Backpacking Europe, Italy, my favorite people were so friendly. People were super friendly. Backpacking through Europe sounds like super fun.
Not for me.
Yeah. Canada's again, not a pioneer, not a camper.
No.
But that would be a fun time too. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I know Fridays are getting really busy virtually. And I say that because I know that lots of things get booked on Friday and Saturday. I know people are putting Zoom meetings together for cocktail hours, family Zoom meetings. I had a set of friends who had a fancy Friday. They all dressed up for dinner. They were dressing in theme all week, which was super cool. I think I saw another friend who was DJing on Twitch tonight. We saw some people who were doing kind of a virtual auction online. So all kinds of super fun things. Thank you, everybody, for coming on, participating. Tell some of your vacation spots, where you like to go on vacation, where you have gone on vacation, where you want to go on vacation. I'm going to go through and count them up. Everybody who's commented, and I think pretty much everybody, you don't have to comment if you didn't want to, but I think everybody who joined pretty much commented. That's, at least as far as I can tell. Everybody who commented is going to count as a minute on the exercise bike. I'll do that ride tomorrow. Report back tomorrow night for Saturday night fun. I don't know if we have a theme yet for tomorrow.
No, we'll have to figure
We'll
it
have to
out.
think about it. But it'll be a nice, relaxing day. You'll be super tired, I know. So that'll be a great night. We're gonna have. I think we're gonna have a little bit of dinner. Maybe watch a movie. Have some good time. Try. Thank you for your lovely wife.
Oh,
Thanks, Troy.
Thanks, man.
I really appreciate it. I enjoy talking to everybody. I think everybody kind of noticed that I enjoy just talking in general.
He does.
Get a little chitty chatty. Hi, Tara. Get a little chitty chatty. I enjoy talking. This is an hour a day where Candice gets to see, like, oh, I've heard these stories before. He's going to be talking anyway. Might as well talk to a bunch of people. Hi, Julie. But it's fun. I like reconnecting with people. I think because of the technology, we're able to connect with each other and stay connected and stay engaged and maybe re-engaged. Maybe we hadn't been so communicative over the years, but this is a chance for us to kind of rekindle some of those relationships. When we get the all clear, we're definitely going to have more people over the house. We're definitely going to meet people for more brunches. There's going to be more happy hours, more snacks.
Cheers! I finished mine too.
Oh, here's Candice's.
My glass is empty. We've been saying goodbye.
Yep. So, everybody, thank you. Tara, before we go, Julie as well, what's one of your vacation spots? You still have time to give me a minute. What? Because we're leaving. We're going to have a great night. I appreciate it. Everyone, stay safe. Stay happy. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.